Lois Lane, number 3. Greg Rucka writing with Mike Perkins on the art. And, Mike Perkins' art has been so interesting in this book because there's a lot of great stuff and then there's some stuff that's a bit rougher. And there's actually a panel in this book which I think is one of the most perfect panels this week. There's a panel of Lois looking over her shoulder with her hand on her. It's after Superman flies away after they've had their meeting, and it's just this perfect little panel. It's just very dark and moody and like has all this emotion in it, and it's just perfect. But there's a lot of sort of art in the book where that face is a bit rough or this
it's so hit or miss, isn't it? Like when it hits, it can really hit. But
but when it misses, you're kind of like, oh man. But it's just. Not oh man bad. It's definitely more sketchy, like in the pure sense of that term. Where, but no. I do like the husband and wife dynamic between Lois and Clark here.
Well, the main thing here is that Superman
nails that.
Yeah, Superman shows up after this attempted murder because at the end of the last issue was this attempt on either Lois or Agar. We weren't sure which one, and. It was the idea that, we didn't know who it was, and Superman shows up and talks to the press, and Lois is pissed at him, and she points out, like, no, you know what you're doing. You're sending a statement that if someone comes after me, like, you're going to be around to deal with it, or that you'll come after them. Like, even, you're playing the Boy Scout, you're playing, that innocent farm boy, but I know you're smarter than that. You're making a statement by doing this. And she gets pissed at him. So I like that conversation.
Yep, me too.
But and there is a bit where he's like, shit, I just added more to those rumors about you, didn't I?
Yeah, that bit
like,
cheating.
yeah, no shit. And he's like, he genuinely overlooked that in the moment, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I love that dynamic between the two of them. And then her doing the reporter thing, I like too, here. Like, that's how she picks them apart. Not just because it's Clark, but it was like, you went through there and checked everything first. Like, but no, yes, I like all that stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, all the relationship stuff is really good. And it's like him trying to like, you're just taking me flying because you don't want me to be mad at you.
Yeah.
He's like, but you like flying, like you know what you're doing. You're a jerk.
Yep.
Yeah. Joe, I will say is, I can't wait for the next issue so that she's not wearing that dress anymore because all issue, every so often I'm like, why she got like a full sleeve? And I'm like, oh, it's just the dress. Never mind.
No, it's just that frilly like extra part of her sleeve.
But it just every like time it pops up, like after if it's away for a page and then I see it, I'm like, oh, she's got a tattoo sleeve. Where did that come from? Oh, never mind. It's just the dress.
Yeah, and obviously Renee, when she goes back to the hotel, there's a great silent sequence of her realizing she's being followed. This was. I mean, the art's a little bit rough here or there in terms of the actual line work, but the actual sequential art here was really good in the sense that you got that she was, someone was following her. It had the establishing shot, it had the over the shoulder stuff, and you felt the build up to the actual fight. So this was a really nice middle section of the book, and you realize that Renee had put on her question like face, disguise.
And who is she fighting?
She's fighting another question.
Yeah, that's the question.
The question, yeah.
I've set myself up and then.
Oh, sorry. You wanted me to say that's the question. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So, but yeah, it was. Which took me a second to realize. I'm like, who the hell is this? And then you're like, oh, okay. Victor, how are you alive? He's like, funny story.
No, it's like too many questions.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, we have seen him in Leviathan, so we know he's,
Yeah.
I mean, okay, we didn't know that. We didn't know for sure it was him, I guess. I mean, that's true. But
right.
We assumed it was.
We knew another question was running around, probably Victor, but was it Victor? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, Vic Sage.
Yeah.
I was Sage Zaz. They got jumbled in my brain for a minute.
Yeah,
it's Vic Sage. So, but yeah, we didn't know for sure, and then so we definitely know now that Renee didn't, wasn't realizing that he's up and around again. So, I'm wondering how this is gonna fit in with the Lois story.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm here for it.
Yeah, and all the stuff with her and Superman as well, just like all the way it wraps up and him kind of admitting that he screwed up and her being like, no, I'm trying to protect you, you idiot. Like, to be keeping you separate from this. And, all that stuff is really good. And then, of course, we end with, he says, like, okay, I've got something to do with the Metropolis, but I'll be back as quick as I can. And And she gets back to the hotel. She's like, "Oh," and the shower's running. She's like, "Oh, you said you'd be quick. I didn't realize you'd be this quick." And she takes off her clothes, opens the shower door, and it's John Kent. It's her son. Who's
I have to say, I'm very glad the dialogue made that clear.
Oh, yes.
Because had not seen him since the aging up.
Yeah.
And genuinely, I was like, who the hell's this?
So, do you know what my favourite part of this is, though? Is he covers his crotch with a towel and says, "Mom, a little privacy, please." And I couldn't help but feel that if I was in this situation, I'd be far more concerned with what I'm seeing than covering up my parts. But that's just me.
Yeah.
I was not expecting this comedy cliffhanger.
No,
at the end
kind of out
here.
left field for this book, tonally.
Out left field tonally a little bit. That said, I really like this issue. It's not a surprise that even in this week that Rucka can come in and hit with one of the best books of the week. I think between the relationship stuff, between all that great build up to the question, I was really into it. Obviously, the art is up and down a little bit, but when it hits, it really hits.
It does.
So, what are you giving it, Matt?
I'm gonna give this one an 8. The art, I mean, it probably would have been the highest rated book of the week, but the art, when it falls off, it really falls off.
Connor?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the 8. I think the art's just too inconsistent to be higher than that.
That's fair. I'm still going to go a bit higher, though, and give it a 9. I think, even though I do agree the art does go up and down a little bit, the relationship stuff between Lois and Clark just wrong very... I didn't know when I started this issue that it was going to be mainly... That was going to be the whole story, was their meeting after him kind of screwing up. And I really liked how it delved into their relationship. And just the idea of, okay, this is what a fight between Lois and Clark looks like in a married life. This is what it looks like. Plus the Renee stuff was really well plotted out sequentially. So
it was. I think for me, when it comes to the art, I would personally prefer just a consistent. Oh, it's okay, as opposed to this could be amazing, or I could be going, oh, okay, that's not great. Whereas if it was just okay the whole time, I think it would bother me less because I'd just adjust to it pretty quickly.
Yeah. It's hard to predict for that though when it's one artist. It's one thing when it's a different when it's like 2 or 3 artists that are sharing a book and you're like, okay, it's up and down, it's up and down. It's different when it's like, okay, this is just this artist is inconsistent.